I'm pleasantly surprised. I really am. I was expecting quite a backlash for my newest series, my 11-part series, which is How to Be Cool If You're Bald and Young. And then there's 11 of these, part 1 through 11. I was expecting such a backlash from these, but instead, my dream is actually coming true from that, and that is that it's engaging people and it's making people think, and it's creating new videos. Okay, so for example, when we're looking at the comment section for part 2 of 11, Am I Competent? There's a whole conversation, and I want you to, in your own time, if you're interested, just check out the comment section. There's a whole conversation that went on without me, and I'm just really happy about it. One of the things, it all started when Shyman99 said this to me, quote, "You're like an exorcist trying to remove the demons from balding men who are obsessed with their hair. I went to a meeting today with many competent men, and I realized that almost all were either bald or they shaved their hair down to a number 1 guard. All had facial hair. These men earned lots of respect and got it." And of course, this is the one on talking about being competent. And so when you keep reading the comments down there, he goes on to say, it's a reflection of how popular it is to be bald or buzz nowadays, and how and to allow facial hair to take over. Perhaps Nick should do a video sometimes analyzing how the traditional breadwinner roles of men have changed, and in revolt, it seems like men are showing their masculinity in other ways. And let me stop it right there, because imagine for 6 months I was a stay-at-home dad, right? And in the midst of that 6 months, what did I do? I shaved off all my hair. So for the second half of that stint, I fully embraced the zero guard buzz cut with the beard, not a long one, but I did. And I think Shyman is tapping into my own psychology. It's my job to reduce you to psychology and you reduce me to hair, but I think this is a situation where you've actually reduced me to psychology, and I love it. I want people to figure me out. That's awesome. So yeah, that's totally true. Like, roles have changed, and it's a matter of men who are masculine. A lot of us, we want to embrace it that much more. And man, nothing's more masculine than a shaved head and a beard. That's not quite a look that works for women, at least not the beard part. So I just love that. It's so interesting to me to see how all that is. And just so true. So I'll close there, but I just wanted to share that what we see is there is a revolt. I believe there is a revolt of men who truly want to embrace masculinity, and men like me, being a balding advocate, I think if my options are A, worry that one day I'll go bald, whether I do or don't, or B, fully embrace that future and find a hairstyle that's going to work, or just get rid of it and how do you say it? How do I say it? Poop or get off the pot, right? I'm either going to find the hairstyle that works for me, or I'm going to get rid of the hair altogether, and that's masculine. It's not to say that you're more masculine if you shave off your hair, but it is to say, if you have no choice, especially, then you do it and you don't look back. That's masculinity, and that's worth celebrating. And I hope that it's evident, because I want it to be implied. And I used to say it all the time, that one of my goals on this channel is to celebrate masculinity, okay? And not in some kind of, big turkey leg and NFL football and like beer chugging, all that stupid stuff. All those, TV versions of what it means to be a guy. But I think there's something definitely masculine in knowing your role, making a decision, making a commitment. Because making a commitment is a very masculine thing. So especially to make a commitment to realizing, okay, it's in my DNA that I'm gonna lose my hair. I'm going to make that who I am. And people are going to respect that. It's that simple. People are gonna respect a man who embraces his masculinity. The guys who fight it, that's where even I struggle, where why I would, and people used to say all the time in the comment section, why don't you just get a hair transplant? And I struggle with not getting a hair transplant. I struggle with the thought, but what if there's lots of companies in Nashville where I am all the time promoting billboards and magazines, all their hair transplant stuff. And I was thinking, what if they watch my videos and they were gonna pay me to get a hair transplant? Well, what if I could make, I don't know, $50,000, $100,000 to get a hair transplant, even though I didn't want one? And I guess at some point I have a price that could be met that would make me happy. But the whole time it'd still go against who I am, because for me, that's fighting masculinity. That's fighting my masculine fate. And instead I want to embrace that alongside helping younger men who aren't there yet mentally and psychologically because they haven't lived enough life experiences I have. But that's where I am at, and the whole point is to help other people get to where I am. Because let's face it, and this is my closing note for this video, let's face it, what is masculine? To think, oh no, I might lose my hair and therefore no one will marry me. Okay, well that same kind of person who would say that is going to be the same guy that when he starts losing his hair is going to think his wife's going to leave him because he's losing his hair. And even if he doesn't lose his hair during his 40s or 50s, he'll still be the same guy that is obsessed with not dying with a full head of hair. He's afraid to die bald. Okay, when you look at it that way, a man who fears balding in every new stage of his life, compared to the guy who just accepts it and moves on with it, what's more masculine? And I feel that in the culture, in the society, there's not enough true celebration of masculinity. And part of what defines masculinity is being decisive. There's a stereotype about females that they're not decisive, that they can't make up their minds. And it's all in country music. I hear it all the time. There's all these things about she can't make up her mind and all of this. There's a song by, is it Dierks Bentley, Feel That Fire. It's a great song, but it's talking about that she can't make up her mind and she can't, and his job as the masculine man is to, there's lots of songs that are like that. But anyway, country music will teach you a lot about what women actually want and how they actually think, by the way. I've made videos about it. So there you go. What's more masculine? What's more masculine? To worry your whole life that you're gonna lose your hair, or B, to lose your hair and fully embrace it and therefore gain respect? Because isn't that what you ultimately want? You want people's respect more than anything. We can make this about, oh, no one's gonna marry me or whatever. We can make it about that. But what men really want is respect from people. What better way to gain respect from people, from being the guy who's brave enough to just go all the way bald, grow that beard if he can? Not only is that masculine, but it instantly demands respect from people. Now, if you don't like what I've said, and can you give a thumbs down like while you're actually watching the video, or do you have to wait till it's over? I don't know. I've never liked or disliked a video. If you have the ability to dislike a video while you're still watching it, how many people just dislike this video are going to? Within the first week, I'm going to go with 8. Let's go with 8. Easily 8 people will dislike this, because what they're going to hear me saying is they're going to think that because that's my personal opinion that that's what they should do. And while it is a very strong opinion and it's my own, it's still, in the end, it's up to you. See, that's the real challenge of this. It's not that I'm telling you what to do. Who am I? I can't tell you anything. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to think. I can't make you change your mind. You're the only one that can change your own mind. You're the only one that has that power. I definitely don't. And I wouldn't want to change your mind if I could. I don't want mind control. But I want us to be challenged, and I want us to be thinking about this. Closing thought. Didn't I say that like 5 minutes ago? Closing thought. Some men will require some kind of, what I see, some kind of severe, some kind of very, how do I say it? Some men require hair transplant. Some men require Rogaine, taking that their whole life. Some men require that. Others don't. And ultimately, So the people who require all those things are going to be a slave to that the whole time, while the others are not. I just think, who wouldn't want to be a balding advocate like me? But you are who you are, and I can't change that, and I don't want to. You be you. Okay, leave those comments about how you didn't like the video right here.